Hey guys, it's Westy. Welcome to the second episode of Comic Conundrum. In this episode, we're going to highlight Winter City, an Australian comic, and Age of Ultron. Now, Winter City is kind of special because it's entirely produced and written by brothers Patrick and Carl Parcell in Sydney, Australia. And it's great to see not just a good comic come out of Sydney, but a fucking awesome comic come out of Sydney. It's great seeing homegrown talent achieve success. This comic is awesome. You can actually view it for free on their website, wintercity.com, and also you can go buy it because it's awesome. Help them, support them, help homegrown talent achieve their goal and make sick comics and show the rest of the world that, hello, we do have good writers in Australia. Now, Winter City takes place in none other than, you guessed it, Winter City. Now, Winter City isn't a nice place to live. It's really bad. It's super scummy. Crime's rampant, robberies are daily occurrence, drugs, gang warfare, you know, that sort of thing. It's like Gotham, but not as fun, because you get to see the Batman. In this one, you kind of just get to see a dude cut people's heads off, which is kind of cool, I guess, depending on your taste. Now, Winter City's story surrounds Janet Harvey and Marshall Daniels, two detectives that are assigned to the high-profile case of the Winter City Reaper, who is a big robed, armored skeleton kind of dude that chops people up into little bits. Now, the Winter City Reaper just doesn't murder his victims, he destroys them. I mean, he fucking obliterates them. He cuts heads off, he throws knives into eyes, all that good stuff. Now, he's not just killing nobodies or low-life gangsters and crime doers, but he's killing billionaires, he's killing high-profile targets. Why? Because, as we know, the biggest criminals of all are always the rich dudes behind the shadows. Now, what makes Winter City so great is its gritty art style, its dark action, and its religious undertones. There's a lot more here than meets the eye. It's not just your dark, cut 'em up, oh there's a bad guy, oh wait he's actually a good guy story. It's really, really well written, and I think there's a lot more there than you actually think. There's a lot behind the curtain that's been waiting to be unveiled. I absolutely love how action scenes are framed in this. I love the gritty art style. I love how faces are drawn. I love everything about this comic. Definitely check it out. If you're a big fan of Spawn, Batman, the darkest type of comics, definitely check this one out. It is right up your alley. Comic Conundrum's second comic this week will be Age of Ultron. Now, if you haven't already, and you're one of the 7 people on planet Earth that hasn't seen the film, definitely do so. Now, this comic, Age of Ultron, isn't exactly like the film. The film actually is more like The Birth of Ultron, which is another comic that I might cover in the future, but I'm going to cover the titled Age of Ultron comic this week. Now, Avengers Age of Ultron is written by Brian Michael Bendis, who writes a lot of comics, a lot of Marvel comics. If you go into a comic store and ask for Brian Michael Bendis, the dude behind the counter is going to go, ugh, and he's going to bring you like heaps of boxes of comics, because he writes so much. There's lots of artists in this, so I'm not going to list them all. There's big names like Hitch and Neary. Ultron, invented by Hank Pym, or Ant-Man in this universe, has existed for many years now, and after a small hiatus in space, he's fallen back to Earth and is awoken by a group of villains who think they've discovered a super weapon or alien technology that will help them destroy the Avengers and take over Earth. And you guessed it, they wake up Ultron and he kind of just annihilates everyone. What follows is basically like the apocalypse. Ultron has devised this awesome plan to just annihilate all heroes, and he basically just levels New York City and just smashes the Avengers. The comic starts off and Hawkeye's trying to save a captured Spider-Man, and the universe is in a disarray. Ultron is suddenly back and no one knows how to stop him, and Iron Man can't stop him because Iron Man's like the dude with all the technology, and he's like, dude, I can't even beat this robot, and I fucking wear one. This whole event was foreseen before Tony Stark saw that the world would eventually be annihilated by Ultron. So basically that's what's happening now. Ultron comes, he annihilates Earth, kills a bunch of your favorite characters. You a fan of Thor? He dies straight away in this one. He dies off paper, he dies off screen, basically straight away. So basically, the remaining villains and heroes have to combine and stop Ultron. Now, it seems impossible, but soon enough, Logan, Wolverine, has an idea. He's gonna time travel and stop this from ever happening before it even started. Wolverine doesn't time travel alone, however. He time travels with Sue Storm, or the Invisible Woman, as you probably more commonly know her as. She kind of comes along as a consultant and explains to Logan that time traveling too much is probably not a good idea. There's some really good conversations in this between Logan and her about how he thinks the Fantastic Four time travel all the time, and that doesn't really mess anything up. Which she explains of him, well, they're scientists and they actually know what they're doing, and going back in time and stabbing people with their claws is probably not a good idea. If you like interactions between characters and want to see characters that don't normally interact, this comic is outstanding for that, and I love it for it. You get to see the big names like Iron Man and Thor basically get smashed in the face immediately, and then other characters step forward and kind of step up to the plate and be the main guys in this one. Age of Ultron as an event actually does lead into something else, and I will note that it ends on a huge cliffhanger and introduces a very major character in a new event. This is definitely an event you must read if you want to read the latest block of Marvel. Plus, it's kind of a little bit of an inspiration for the new film, so if you're digging the new film, you dig the Avengers, definitely check this one out. That was Comic Conundrum for this month, guys. Thanks for watching. Now, you have two awesome comics to check out, The Winter City and Age of Ultron. If there's any comics you would like me to check out, put them in the comments and I'll go through there and maybe I'll do a whole episode on them. Also, check out the rest of our channel. Nate has his awesome science segment, and go to geekbomb.net to look at all the latest pop culture news and video game reviews. My next episode, I'll give you a spoiler about. It's about everyone's favorite blind guy from the MCU. I think that pretty much gives it away, but you guys will figure it out. You guys will watch the next episode, so stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching.